Right, chat. Hopefully we are here and back in Hyrule. Okay, let's just double check that we are all live and good. Make sure that the video is working and coming through okay. And that means I think it's live, and it's good to be back as well. So we're doing a stream today. We're doing a Hyrule Castle stream. We're going to be doing various bits. Thumbnail, obviously. Going to be building some Guardians, which we've got over here. We're going to be modifying them and attaching them to Hyrule Castle in like a half-excavated form, which is something I've been promising that I'd do for a while. But haven't because we've been very busy. You may have seen the fairground. But this is our video for the week because I am away on Friday and I do not have time to make something. So we're going to do a stream instead while I've got time today. So apologies for that, but at least you've got your somewhat Hyrule content related in here anyway. So we've got our Guardians. We've also got a little path segment to do as well as add some more flowers. We might try some custom bushes. Looking forward to that. Oh, I've got to bring our border back up. That's better, that's better, that's better. But the thing I want to do is I want to take a look at these guys because they sort of seem too big. Now, this one isn't my design. This one is 100% somebody else's. This is, I don't remember who this was. I saw it online, I copied it. We're not using it. We're going to be using mine for sure. But I brought this one over to have a look at size comparisons, etc. See what needs to be done. And I think the first thing I want to do is take the legs off because obviously we're going to stick it into the ground at an angle. So actually the better thing we need to do first is we need to deactivate the Guardian. Now how do we deactivate a Guardian? Well, I think we get rid of the eye socket for starters. Then we come down to the neck, which is also powered up. And I think what we want to do is we want to change these to like that trans black color, or like a color that almost looks like it's been deactivated. So in my head, pearl dark gray sort of looks like a container that energy would flow through. Flat silver, pearl dark grey. There we go, there we go. I don't know where there's flat silver in this model. I am not going to question it at all. I suppose it must be on the other Guardian, actually, now that I think about it, which makes a lot more sense. Pearl dark grey on those. Okay, so we're starting to deactivate him, add a little bit of colour. We can obviously do some damage to him at some point throughout this as well. However, more importantly, we've got to continue to turn these lights off in a sense. So actually I want to move this over slightly. There we go, fill in the gap just a little bit better, and let's just double check that everything's going okay. Average view duration, yeah, cool. Did I set it to notify people? Yes I did. Okay, at least I think I did. Who knows? Doesn't matter. Let's just have some fun. As I said before, these are really good motivators for me because it means that I do work on the castle and so on. I think for the more accurate lights, though, we're going to go trans clear. Actually, no, trans black. I'm feeling like trans black works better. I know it's a little bit on the more expensive side, but I do really like it as a color. I think it's really, really cool. It's just it's like a misty, deactivated glass color, which I think is much, much nicer than the alternative. Cool. Okay, so all of those ones are turned off. Maybe there should in fact be one of these on here, but do it in the trans black color. Yeah, I like that more. It makes it look like there's actually a light. What I'm going to do is I'm also going to select by type and color the pearl dark grey ones we did earlier, and I've changed my mind. We're going to go for trans black. Hopefully they're not that expensive. I'll tell you what, we'll look it up in a minute. So next we can speed this up a bit, do a select by color for all of these ones, and we'll do it the exact same, trans black, because I believe it's cheaper in the tile form at least. I think that's one of the weird quirks of trans black is that they are actually cheaper in tile. That's cool. Okay, then we've got the purple swirls and the dark tan swirls. I'm sort of reluctant to change the dark tan stuff yet, because obviously more of this model is going to be like a dark tanny muddy colour. But I might, well, I'm going to consider changing the purple swirls to dark bluish grey. I think really brings that palette, or starts to bring that palette back in line with where we're going. And obviously all of these pieces are commonly available in the colour. Yep, cool, of course, of course. And now, to be honest, the dark tan's looking a little odd, so we might have to do something about that as well. But just see how that completely changes the model into where we're going with this more deactivated form. Now, part of me, based off the thumbnail, wants to make this all dark bluish grey, so we're going to give that a little go. What we're going to do is we are going to select by colour. Select by colour. Ooh, we have a lot of black in there. Never mind, never mind, never mind. We're going to select by colour. No, that does a weird selection. What am I trying to do? What am I trying to do here? I don't know what I'm trying to do. I want to try a segment of this in a different colour. That's what I'm trying to do. Let's try it in... I like it in this colour, and then we'll show the age, because it's sort of difficult to judge, because they're definitely black when they're alive. That's 100% the case. But when they're being excavated, they're a different colour, but we want him to look like he's still in working condition. So I'm tempted to leave him black more so to contrast with the wall. So, it's difficult. It's really, really difficult. Okay, we can take some legs off though, because... Oh, no, don't hide. I want to grab with B. There we go. Because he is going to be, well, submerged in the ground, meaning we don't need all of his limbs, and we can always add them back on as well afterwards if we need to. I'm going to start by removing just a couple of them. We'll go for these 3. I'm choosing different positions so that it can look like he's sort of clawed on. I have a feeling I'm going to need to add an extra one in at the end. And we also don't have a connection point, and then I'm going to try and place him, and then we can try and change his colour afterwards. So I'm going to go for the most clutch I can get, really. So we're going to go for a just a 2x2 brick, 2x2 brick in the centre. That doesn't quite lift it down low enough, so we're actually going to do 2 of them. We're going to make them trans clear so that we can't see them as well. Always an important step to remember. And we'll get a hinge in a minute so that we can put him on an angle. But anyway, while I'm doing this, welcome on in, of course. As I said, we're going to do some castle work. He's huge. And part of that is obviously just a little catch up here. So it's been August 1st. All of the Lego stuff has happened. You know what, I'm taking all the legs off. I'm taking all of the legs off. So anything happened on release day that everyone thought was exciting? In the end, I doubled back on my wishes. I went and I bought the character packs anyway. 5 out of the 8 of them. I am weak and ashamed of my purchasing decisions. Obviously, got the Skeleton Dungeon too, which is pretty cool. We had the Hogwarts Express reveal. Pretty mediocre if you ask me. Like, really stellar model, but just not interested at all. But you guys probably could have expected that. I have a Hogwarts Express that's perfectly fine. I don't need another large one, if you ask me. Right, let's scale you, because I think you're too big. So if I just stick you on here, you're almost the height of this wall segment, which I suppose is fair, although I would like to try and scale you down just a little bit, you know, make you a little bit more model friendly. I'm thinking that can be done by taking this entire bottom layer off though, which is probably a mistake waiting to happen. So what we're going to do, we're going to copy and V that so that we have a second model to work on. And that way we're not undoing anything silly if something goes wrong. So let's just start by stripping away the outside layers. Cool, okay, that takes it back at least to the center, so that it doesn't look as protruding, and we can obviously fill in all of the gaps with dirt and such, but I'm hoping this will have a nice big impact on our model. Yeah, so no, like I was saying, I've done a little bit of scoping out for sets. I've been trying to look around for things. Interested to know what you guys have picked up recently. Of course, always many sets coming out. Lots of things to get excited by. And I've just been doing a lot of work. Obviously, you guys saw the theme park. That's consumed the channel for the last couple of months. It's been all I've been working on. And obviously most of it was off screen, which was unfortunate. But the nature of that kind of work is I can't really do updates for it. A lot of it just had to be done. And also I didn't really want to do updates for it. I wanted it just to be a thing that I worked on in my own time. But unfortunately it meant that any time I had, I was devoting to that, and not the castle or wave 4. So yeah, it's sad in mixed ways. Cool. We now have a structure to angle. Let's get a hinge out and let's see if we can butt this up against the wall. Would be pretty awesome if we could get that to work. Righty ho. Let's see. Where is our hinge? And if anyone's got any questions, do leave them down below. Of course, willing to answer anything. This is your chance to ask me anything about the castle project, things we've been doing on the channel, or just anything else in general, really. My thoughts on the new releases. Always happy to randomly talk about Lego for an extended period of time. Actually, I want that in dark bluish grey. Okay, we now have a hinge. We have a small man, and I think that this is ridiculously huge. Like, this is still so big. Also, we've done all this nice flower work, so I don't really want to cover it all up. In fact, yeah, okay, fine. We're going to take this into the other file. We're going to go into the other wall segment, A1, and I think it might just look a tad better in there. So let's go over to A1 and let it load up. Cool. And I think we're going to have to, unfortunately, move this rock. Sad times, I know, but we're going to put a small man in here. Well, large man. Oh, got to do thinking. You need the turntable. That's what I'm missing. And no wonder it's not working. I can't put him on an angle. We'll wedge him in with rocks later, so he won't move around or anything. But I do need one for the sake of positioning the hinge where I want it to be. Or else you have a very rigid looking guardian. So let's put this on that assembly there. And then we can slide you into the model. Oh, it does not like that, does it? Does not like that. That looks pretty close to what we need. Obviously we can use fine control motors later to move it into position. Let's get the angle now. We want him to slam into the ground, look like he's been found. Yeah, that's it, that's the one. And then we want about maybe a 30-degree angle. It's really sort of hard to know. It's looking pretty good, and now it's just a case of grabbing everything that this is attached to. So B, all of that, and submodel it for now, just to make things a little bit easier. We'll bring our turntable back, grab those, and then fine motor control these 5 to the right. Okay, 5 to the right. 5 this way, 5 this way, 5 this way, 5 this way, and it is not going to let me have that, is it? So let's go 5 back this way and then fiddle with the turntable angle, because I think that will make a big difference. So let's just shove you into the wall like that. Bingo. Okay, now I need to find a way to fill in some of those gaps. Now, what kind of colours is this turntable available in? Not any of the colours I want. Cool. Light bluish grey is, because that is almost a rock colour. And let's change you as well. Light bluish grey. Cool. Although I think there's potentially a rare part. Let's have a look at you. Yeah, light bluish grey turntable bottoms are very uncommon. Let's go with black. We can make that work. Okay, let's get the arms in here now. I don't know, the scale feels all funny. Still, let's have a look back at that other Guardian model. Maybe there's some of the parts of that we can steal, rather than going so big on the plate designs. I don't really want to use his body design. Like, it works and it's nice and compact. I don't love it. The heads are very, very similar. I guess we'll cut some more off, or we'll shrink the side panels. You know how these are only 3 long as is, so I can't really do much with those. Like, I like the model. I'm not saying that, but he feels too big. Anyway, let's grab his limbs. Let's grab his limbs. We need his armsies. Always important, of course. And we can just grab one of you here and Control X that. Come back over here. And while waiting for that to load, let's see. We're going to have to get a ball joint out, obviously, because we need to attach our arm over here. And we can do that by getting a plate, a modified plate, with a ball joint on the end. And sticking it right under there where no one can see it, because of course it's the wrong colour. But we won't tell anybody that. And let's turn you, all over the place. All over the place indeed. And if I can just get you attached there, really, that would be lovely. Ooh, it's having a moment. It's breakdancing, like we said before. Yeah, so I did want to bring in the other room again, but I don't want to spoil what's been happening with that room. It's all very, very exciting. I promise you guys that. But if you were here on the last stream, of course, we worked on the water pump room, and that was very, very cool. We really, really enjoyed our time with that. And actually, I'm really happy with how that room came out in particular. Definitely one of my favourite interiors. Although I'm not really sure you can ever really beat the lock-up, at least as at least on that kind of level. Oh, stop trying to do connect. Go back to select. I'm on the wrong mode button. Right, now, can you attach, please? Hello. It's not going on. Oh, there we... What was that? What was that? This is the problem with big files in Studio. Everyone talks about how versatile Studio is and how it works. Yeah, when you start doing... I've got a glitch here. Come on, ball joint. Go on the thing. Come... Oh, testing my patience. We have people watching. Don't be mean. Okay, cool. Now we know what collision errors we've got. It's finally attached. So we can bring it down to remove any collision and then twist it. Ooh, does not like twisting. Okay. Okay, we'll turn collision off then. And then we will twist as much as we like. So these leg designs are not going to work, are they? They're just way, way, way too thick, actually, I think is the thing. Now, remembering I did design this initially with Lego play standards in mind, so I think we can definitely cut down here on some of the thickness of these legs, which is what I'm doing now. Ooh, I've got a hinge left there. Okay, a bit awkward, but fine, 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 fine. Oh no, didn't want to delete that one. Didn't want to delete that one. We'll leave the bottom being a bit thicker just for the sake of things. And then we'll copy you in there. Nice, 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 nice. So, we now have a working leg design, at least for now. Let's twizzle you around again. Will you still not do that for me? Okay. Let's grab you. Please go this way. Why is that? You should be able to. Ah! Okay, come up. Now turn. Turn collision off. You're going to turn the way I want you to. Because these Guardians, they're always positioned like with their legs sort of like slamming into the ground. Now we can replicate that. It's not happy with me with the collision errors that I've created. But, oh dear. That's not supposed to happen. Right, let's grab the hinge. And we want to furl this back up into the sky. We're going to go nice and high with it to start with. Okay, it does not like the connection I've created down here at all. Not one bit. Oh, please don't do that. I hate it when you do that. Turn collision off again for a second. Let's just see. Is it still attached to the ball? Yep, cool. Let's just bring you down to an actual allowed degree. Cool. It seems to be happy with that. Although I tell you what, I'm not happy with the length of this. We're going to take a segment out of the leg. Crimes I've committed. There we go. And now our legs should look a lot more reasonable, I think at least. Grab that on there. How's that looking? Pretty awful, I'm not going to lie. This is not working the way I wanted it to. Okay, so let's keep going. We have our guardian here. He's being dug up, which means we can add some rocks around it. Would he really be sprawled over the wall like this, though? That's the big question, right? Like, we want him being uncovered, but he wouldn't be stuck inside a castle wall. He'd be being excavated from within a field. So I think it's time for a restart. Restart. We don't need those anymore. We do need this leg, though. We're still going to use this, just in a different way. We're going to set it up like an actual excavation site now. I finally got an idea. Cool. So that's time wasted. No matter. No matter. Release all of you because I don't need you anymore. And come back off here. Nicely done. And let's just get you angled back down to 0 as well because... Oh, no. Please don't do that. Because I think it's going to help us if you are nice and flat. And... Ooh, he's spinning. He's spinning. He's spinning. And go back down. And come back down. Oh, there we go. He's upright again. Okay, we're going to slap him on the ground. No, we're not. We are going to take off yet another layer of the Guardian. We are just going to completely delete the sides. Yay, more destruction of stuff that took forever to make. And hopefully this won't look too strange because really, right, I want the next layer down to be what's emerged from the ground. I think is my plan now that I'm thinking about it, which I am thinking about it, I promise. I'm not just building. I don't remember the internal structure of this though, right? So it's going to be really, really difficult to tell what's actually happening and what's going on the inside, because I need everything to actually have attachment points to the ground. Obviously these hinges are all attached, but okay, so there is another ring of hinges up here, meaning that I can confidently get rid of you lot. There we go. And then we can just select all of you. Nicely done. So we now have the very top of a Guardian. Okay, we are now going to plonk said Guardian in a place. We're going to grab a white plate and another white plate. We're going to grab the whole model and we're going to stick him in this big open grass spot. If it will let me. It's not going to let me. Oh, there we go. Hello, Hylian Strider. Welcome on into the chat. I know we've had a couple of lurkers as well, but nice to see you. How are you doing today? We are building the castle. We are up to no good, really. Trying to put a giant piece of ancient machinery on a base plate. Always fun, always fun. Grab all of you. And grab all of you. Nicely. Oh. Ah! Don't want to copy you. I didn't want to copy it. Okay, so I'm just realising now that this outside bit isn't actually attached to anything, so we will have to do something about that. But for now, create into submodel. and then attach our bit of floaty stuff to the bottom of the screen. No, it's been a productive month. It's been a really, really productive month. Just unfortunately not in the ways we were hoping for. I was hoping that this would be my Wave 4, sorry, Renaissance month, where I actually got to work on it a lot. It wasn't that. It turned out to just be Fairground for like the entire time, which is okay. I thought the Fairground was cool. I know it's not what you guys were most excited for, but I think it definitely had its place here on the channel. Cool. So complicated. Yeah, it's a bit of a mess, really. It all comes together, but specifically with the Hyrule Castle base plates, everything like interlocks together in the weirdest way. Like it's like a really big 3D jigsaw. I know, obviously, Lego and such, but basically they're all like large puzzle pieces. They're all these intricate 3D shapes that all then map together, which is the effect that you don't get to see until you put all them in one file, which is what I did the other day. And I've got some renders for next Hyrule episode, or whatever it's going to be called whenever I name it, and I'm going to show off the completed, well, not completed, the near to completed renders, and share that image of how all these 3D images and jigsaw pieces come together. But for now, what we're doing is we've got this textured module. We textured this weeks and weeks ago, and now I'm coming through and adding the final details. Something I've been asked, though, this has been highly requested, is shoving a Guardian on this plate. Oh, I haven't done the grass behind here, but we're trying to make this guy look like he's actually being excavated, which is proving more difficult than we thought. I think I want to... So I turned all the lights off, like all of the glowy parts of the Guardian I put in trans dark black, which is an expensive colour, but this is an expensive model, so that doesn't matter too much. I want to play around with some alternate colours though, because I think it might make it look more dirt covered. So the first one I want to play with is of course the dark bluish grey, which looks hideous now, I think. Maybe it would work, but I think we'd have to change all of these accent colours that we've got going around the edge here to light bluish grey. Or actually, perhaps we should change them to a nice olive... Ooh, I don't know about that. Nah. Light bluish grey. Or we get rid of them, one of the two, because they can't be all lit up and fancy, because this is not a testing Guardian. But the problem is we had to scale this guy down just so much, because he's so big, and it was not something I was expecting. I didn't think he was as big, but it turns out I made a large scale playset, because this is the same Guardian that featured in the Guardian Attacks custom set that I did on the channel. Whoa, that was a long time ago now. That was back in potentially 2020. I think I released that one. It doesn't contrast the trans black so well, potentially, but I think we just got to commit and see what it looks like, and then we can always change it back if we need to. Of course, guys, let me know as well what you guys think of the colour, which one it should be. I personally think black's more accurate to the alive ones, but I cannot be sure about the decayed Guardians or the unexcavated Guardians, but I don't have a reason to necessarily change. Like, why would they change colour when they woke up is what I'm trying to say, I think. Are there going to be some Wave 4 sets coming soon? Not to push you or something, just want to know. Yes, so Wave 4 is definitely, I'll say, under construction. I'm really trying to get them done. It was awkward because one of my Wave 4 sets, I've been waiting on the roller coaster track elements to come into studio. I really want to use the new, not the loop pieces, but that decline slope at the top. I really want to use that in a custom, so I'm waiting for that to appear in studio. Actually, I need to check because there was just an update. So one of the sets is completely stopped, like any progress at all, until that happens. I finished a couple of them. The polybag's all done. Well, then again, I'd expect that to be done. It's a pretty easy one to finish. Now the roller coaster track elements haven't been added. I've done one of the small ones as well, and I've about halfway through one of the big ones. But because it's 13, I'm stuck in this rut of whether I decide to release them all separately or whether I wait for them all to be finished. But because I want them to be a consistent release, right? What I love about the waves is the fact that they come out weekly, like an episodic series. But of course that means more upfront work, so it means I have to get them pretty much all done at the same time. I mean, really and truly, I've spread myself too thin. This looks so much better, actually. I really, really like this. We're going to change the colours down here again, though. I personally have probably stretched myself too thin with all the different projects, right? Like, we're doing the castle, which is a lot, and we're doing the Wave 4. I've been doing all the other sets, like the ideas sets, and then of course all the normal content on the Monday as well. So I would love to be going faster. Okay, quick poll while I keep talking: light bluish grey for the accents, or dark bluish grey for the dark tan for the accents. Let's just turn them all to dark tan, see what they look like. Wait, does this piece exist in dark tan now? Oh, it does! That's cool. That's exciting. Haven't seen that for a while. But you guys had the opportunity to guess about Wave 4 sets a while back. So there's the dark tan option. Someone let me know, please. I personally think I'm leaning towards the light bluish grey because it keeps the colour palette online. But it's a shame because I kind of like the black, but it just doesn't look right. Okay, we're going to play around with some dirt now as well. So yeah, no, Wave 4 is happening. It's definitely something I want to do. I've been working really, really hard on just the planning for it alone is insane. By the way, you guys never get to see the effort that has to go into making them feel like a consistent wave. Is just like a whole nother level. But yeah, no, Wave 4 is good. It is alive and well. It's coming, maybe soon. It's difficult. It's difficult. What was the set I worked on? I was working on Volvagia the other day, which is a cool one. And I want to do. You like it at the tan? Okay, that's gonna definitely impact what we do with the dirt around it. I think. Yeah, I can settle on the tan. Maybe it's the trans black that doesn't quite stand out as much anymore. It's difficult. It's really, really difficult. It definitely looks deactivated. I want to create accurate dirt, well, semi-accurate dirt here. So what we're going to use is we're going to use this dark tan colour to be more of a clay kind of texture. And then we're going to add a couple of bits of reddish brown. Maybe those would look better in round studs, potentially. Yeah, definitely round. Okay. To sort of look like they've been piled up. We'll put those in reddish brown, like their actual mud dirt kind of stuff. We might even change this to brown and then fill up all the gaps. So we're using dark tan for like a clay kind of texture, trying to make it look like it's embedded. Make a couple of these all different kinds of rock colours though, so we'll go with that. And then we'll grab one of those on top and then get one of these out here like so. It's just about trial and error, I think, is definitely the thing with the Hyrule series. Is it's there's so many different things to try and just be like, oh, does that work better? Oh, I don't know. Maybe it could be better if I did this. And then it's a matter of trying all those different options and seeing what comes out good. Okay, so we've got some dark tan there. Add a little bit more mud and so on. I don't like how regular that looks, so let's get rid of that there. Cool, cool, cool. Not so fond of this one. Do I live in the UK? Yes, I do. I am a UK citizen person. Like it here. I think it's pretty cool. It gives us some great opportunities. But no, I do. I live in the UK. Hence the British accent. Maybe not the strongest one in the world, but it is there. The British accent. Definitely have the traits of a British person. That's difficult to say. Let's play around with some more colour changing. Maybe this could be more decayed on like one side. Like if I, oh no, not that colour. Oh, not that colour. Light bluish. Nah, no colour changing at all on this on the Guardian. Maybe it's plant life. Maybe we need to chip away at it, right? We need to make it look slightly likely slightly damaged. So what I want to do, and actually we will do it on this side, is I'm going to take away you, and I'm going to go down to the plant section of Studio. Of course, Studio very complicated to navigate sometimes. And we're going to grab one of our vine pieces here. We're going to swing it off to the side, and then this will be our olive green that I wanted to include for so long. We'll grab this vine piece as well here. But yeah, no, live in the UK, England specifically, although we'll be moving very soon, which will be exciting. And of course that will completely change the schedule once again. But hopefully I can finish wave 4 before that. Okay, that sort of looks a bit better. I do want to add some damage up here too, so I want to mess with the head. I want to chip away these points here. Oh, no, the back one I think, and make that damage there, and damage that. Cool, like so. And then, yeah, that's sort of the basis of what we're doing. Now, with the lighthouse site, I don't know if anyone's been particularly impressed by the lighthouse set. I think it looks cool, but again, it's an easy pass for me. They have an interesting recolor though, specifically for me and this project, and I'm hoping it's going to become more common. I know it appeared in a couple of sets. The 3-leaf piece is now starting to appear in lots of different colors. Most notably, dark tan has appeared, and olive green as well. I definitely think olive green looks the more like dirtier, excavated one. I'm going to get some larger slopes in here as well, mix things up a little bit. We're just sort of playing around, seeing what we can create, because obviously this kind of thing is going to appear multiple times across the castle. I wanted to include it here because there's a large green space, and also I've been asked multiple times about adding guardians to the castle. It's been a really commonly requested thing, surprisingly, which is not something I expected going into this. Doing a pre-calamity castle, it was something that didn't really cross my mind, I guess, to an extent. Let's go with light bluish grey for that one, dark bluish grey for this one, and dark tan for this one, dark tan for this one. Add a brown mud stud in there. And another one. Ooh, no, too close together there. You know, you just sort of get a vibe for what's going well with this project sometimes. You know, it just sort of comes across as, oh, no. Like, it's really easy. I don't know how to explain it, really. It's like an intuition almost that I can tell when something's gone wrong. Okay, let's pile it up a bit here. And stick one down there. Nicely done. Change the direction of you because it looks funny now, and we'll go with that there, and we'll make this dark bluish grey, and actually we'll copy another one of those up, put you up there. In fact, can we bring our original rock formation that we took out like nearly an hour ago now, and we'll just shove it back underneath here. Cool. Okay, we've got some more rocks under here. Go with light bluish grey here, dark bluish grey there. Again, it's just a matter of varying everything, right? Did anyone do any August 1st buying? Anything cool that's been bought recently? Any discounted sets? You guys know I love a good bargain. I haven't been able to find anything. I'm still waiting for the Titanic to come back in stock, and let me tell you, I am losing my patience. I've been waiting 3 months in the UK. I don't know if anyone else is here in the UK. It has been out of stock since May, and it's really sad. I really want to get hold of it. I've got the money. I've been saved up for so long, and it's just not coming back in stock. Now I'm getting worried now, and I will make a video about this if this happens, that they're going to bring it back in September 1st after the price increases, which I am not happy about. If they raise the price on it, I don't know how I'm going to justify buying it. Ooh, it's looking a bit messy. Does anyone have any feedback? Yeah, I can't say this is selling me on the idea of having guardians all around the model. I don't like this. This is not working for me. Let's edit this. I just thought of another vine piece that I really want to like. I've recently become very fond of the 3-wheel whale vine piece. Here, let's attach a clip, dark bluish grey, sir, and go back to plants. my favourite category on Studio, and grab this one. The long wiggly underwater vine that does look very much like it's overgrown. However, I have a rock in the way and it's not going to let me place one there, is it? Oh, why must you pain me like this? Oh no, don't grab that. Don't grab that. Don't grab it, please. Thank you. Is it still not allowed? What are you clipping with? Wasn't that upsetting? Is it the floor? Please don't tell me you're actually clipped in at the floor. That's atrocious. Boo. Boo. Oh, there is a gap there. I did not know about that. That's rather amusing. Let's grab actually a modified tile. I think will probably work best just to keep it somewhat smooth. So making some modifications to the base design for this. I definitely think that shrinking it was the right choice though as well. Just a very necessary decision to make. Now it's in the way. All the extensions to a process which have to happen. You're kidding me. How do I add the vine then? No. Right, no. We're gonna make this as simple as it can be. You're kidding me. That's why it's clipping? Rubbish. Rubbish. Rubbish, I tell you. Okay. Tricky dilemma then. Tricky dilemma. Let's put a hole plugger back there. And actually, let's just forget about this vine piece. It's been a right old nuisance. So we'll ignore it for now. I think it's the easiest way to do it. Oh, did we cut out for a minute there? Funny thing, internet. Right. Okay, let's attach the arms. I think that might make a big difference and might sell me on the idea. So, how are we going to attach the arms? Well, we've got this assembly here. And I sort of want it to just stick out in the air. So I think we're going to shrink it again. We're going to get rid of these here and this, and then grab the foot like so and attach it on there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to just blatantly sort of stick it in the ground. So maybe the best way to do this, instead of using one of those, would be to get one of those lovely bracket elements, the new ones, which I really, really love. And I'm still waiting for the recolor for doing Monk Maz Kosher in real life, which is disappointing. Because we can add rockwork to the bottom. Why isn't it attaching? Hello, something's wrong. Go on there. Although I can immediately see the problem here. So we're going to raise it up as well. Because I can immediately see the collision error that's going to happen when it is too thick for the studs. So we'll do that. And we'll curl it over more once we've got it in situ. So let's attach it coming out of the ground there. And then we'll use our beautiful hinges that we have wrong way. You realize these things after you do it. Sometimes studio building is just tough. Or at least I think so. And I'm actually going to change this one. It's not going to be a hinge at all. It is going to be a ball joint, which will allow me to get just a little bit more angle, which is ever so crucial in a model like this, is getting all these different angles in. Unfortunately, it will make the joint look just a little bit worse, I think, but I think we can live with that for what it is. Okay, feet out the way. Recolor that. And then let's get us one of these. And then reattach the feet. Like so. Firstly, let's angle it downwards because that's what we want. We want it. Oh, that looks very flat. No. You see, the only way you can really design this is you can't think about gravity. Like, I know it's important because I want to build this model in real life, but when it comes to actually designing it, it sounds really strange, but you can't think about gravity at all. It's just not allowed. No, that's too much. You've just got to think about what looks good, and if it doesn't hold up later on, then well, that's a problem for later on. Okay, so immediately we have a problem, as I don't like this hinge at all. So undelete whatever I just deleted. I'm sure it's important. And delete you, and Control B, and Control B, and Control B. Nicely done. Grab this out of the way, and we're going to do the exact same thing just to make it a little bit more interesting. So we're going to rotate it for starters, like so, and then we're going to grab you, and we're going to grab you and shove it in the middle like so, and then change all the angles to make it look like it's actually arching over, and then we'll do another one on the other side so it has 2 limbs being exposed, which will be a lot of fun and necessary, I think, to really sell the idea that, oh hello, that this thing is protruding out of the ground. Now the other thing we do need to do is we do need to bury this like piece here slightly, because otherwise it's going to look really strange, which is not something we want, contrary to belief. We need it to look like it's still being dug up out of the ground, or else it just won't sell the illusion, and then that would be sad. So let's add that on top of there. Oh, and add some of the dirt pieces too. And you know what, let's go back into plants, my favorite category, and grab you as well. We'll put you over here, like there's some tree roots being dug up. Nicely done. Grab a dark bluish grey one of yous, and actually we'll grab some 3 stem flowers as well and stick those around and colour those into green, because I saw this technique on a city builder the other week, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool, we'll do that. It's just using the stems to break up the monotony of plate grass, because plate grass kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie. I want to grab this now too. I want to bring this rock cluster over here, because we had a nice rock cluster on the other one, and I don't want to lose that here. So okay, so we've got its arm coming out, and I think just like all the others, we are actually going to recolor the legs just to contrast a little more heavily against what's it called, the wall segment. Although I feel like I'm going to regret this. Oh, I just think it's getting lost. In fact, you could even argue, no, the legs are definitely light bluish grey. Yeah, no, I can't argue that. Because I just think, I'm looking at it and I'm liking what I'm seeing. Although it is very messy. You can't really tell what's going on. Maybe, it's really difficult to know how this needs to work, I have to say. Lots of thinking noises today anyway, isn't it? Let's L that for a minute and then B this. Cool. And we're going to see that and copy it over here. And we're going to unhide you. And then we're going to get a new connector out. And we're actually going to attach this one to the floor. Just to mix it up and also to get a different kind of arch on the model. So there we go. Found the one I'm looking for. And what we're going to do is we're just going to plate sandwich it. Plate on the top, plate on the bottom. And then we'll make it look like rocks as well. So can I stick you in here? No, you're not going to let me do that. That's upsetting. Ah! Okay, cool. Make it light bluish grey. And then fill up the gaps with more dark tan rock work. Somehow I've managed, not to escape rock work again. How did I end up on a non-rock work stream? Well, actually, that's a lie. We're going to do some rock work later on. Doing more rock work. I can't escape. No matter what I do, it follows me everywhere I go. Rockwork is all I see. Fun times. But no, it's a difficult model. I mentioned multiple times, this is something that people have asked me to add to this one. So I did. I did as you asked. I did as you wished. I did your commands. And also, honestly, I do think it will look better for it at the end of this as well. So, let's keep going. Let's keep going indeed. Right, okay, arm is attached. Grab this. Grab this. Shrink it down. And then flick it up in the air a bit. You got to go, no worries, Hiding Strider. Nice to see you in here. And obviously the stream replay will be up instead of a Friday video, so if you guys want to come back on in and enjoy the stream at your own pace, of course you can do so throughout. Listen to my commentary go slowly insane over the time, but I hope you enjoyed your stop in, and it was nice seeing you. So thank you very much for your comments as well. Yeah, no, I've got to find other things to talk about. Series 23 is coming out. That's something kind of cool that I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to Christmas minifigures for like a long time coming. Specifically, not necessarily the holiday ones, just the snowman, like just winter in general. The reindeer, like as an animal costume, it's one that I've wanted for so long. So I'm really excited for those. I think I'm gonna get 6 potentially, but then again, I don't really need 6, but I'm gonna get 6. And it's going to be cool. And we get to feel them still because they haven't done the blasphemy of the boxes yet, which is just so defeated by the fact that they've still got the packaging inside. And Mighty Bowser, he's not far away either. Also pretty excited about him. He's coming out soon. And there's loads of sets I still haven't got my hands on. I'm still, to be honest, torn about the roller coaster. I never made that video on it because I still haven't decided where I land. Like, part of me really wants to love it, and then part of me just goes, it's so expensive, especially for like what it is. Compared to other sets of that price range, I was sort of disappointed, I'm not gonna lie. I knew it was gonna be a roller coaster this year, so that's still something that I called it. I told you guys. I said, call me crazy, but it is gonna be a roller coaster this year. And it was, which was awesome to just be right for once instead of all the other times I've got wrong. Like when I said there were no freight trains in the colour of the city freight train, and then I immediately saw one on my travels. Or when I said Luigi would be the last playable character, or even when I said they won't release Lego Luigi. And I was wrong every single time. This is looking like something, I guess. What do we think, chat? Feedback needed. It is a Guardian coming out the ground. It is exactly what we set out to create, but it does look a bit messy, and I don't know if I'm happy with it. So, subject to change. It is subject to change. We just got a couple more details to do here. I think I'm going to add them very sparingly. So, we'll hold out for that. Let's see. Let's put some more rocks around too. Yeah, no, so there's lots of exciting things coming out. Lots of exciting things to buy, hopefully. I am still very upset with the regional exclusives in this country, in the UK. Why is Big Bad Island not being given to any retailer? It's a Lego store exclusive. Why didn't they just give it to Smith's Toys or like anybody else? But no. It's just got to be annoying just for the sake of Octane, you know. Upset him. It's fine. I'll live. I'll move on. I just want my Big Bad Island. But no. We can't give him that. We can't give him that. That'd be silly, wouldn't it? Why would we do that? Yeah, no. So, still absolutely joyful because I still haven't got my hands on the space carousel, and it's all because the Titanic won't come back in stock, which is infuriating on a whole nother level. So that was upsetting. So I've been taking apart the theme park. That was another thing that I've been working on. Is I've been doing all the behind the scenes work, taking them all apart, putting all the figures back in the frames and so on, and just sort of trying to fix up all the sets, ready for us to make this wall segment in real life. Minus the Guardian, we're not doing him. Okay, let's save this file and pop back over to E0 and clean up our mess. You guys can let me know at some point as well what you guys thought of that. So let's just delete these Guardians. We're not going to be using them again today. We are moving into the pretty flowers. Pretty flower time. And actually a pathway. We need to do some path tiling, which is not something I've shared on the channel before. So let's do that now. We usually use 1x1s for this. Oh, you okay there? It's frozen. It's a very easy job, to be fair. I don't know why I haven't done it already. It's just, oh no, too close together there. They're just sort of random additions of tiles in like a flowing pattern. So obviously we've got to remember to keep them going up. So we've got to keep them more concentrated here in the middle, like so. So that sort of flows as a main path. But then we've also got to bring it back down, but also try and make it feel like it's actually moving, like so. And we'll use some 1x2s for this as well, because this would be like the end of a path flowing into nature and all of that jazz. So let's just add a couple of these like so, and like so. That's pretty good. Now let's get some 3 plant stems and make this part look a little more overgrown too. Like you're going into the real wilderness. So we also want the 5-leafers. Wolf, hi, welcome on in. What is your opinion on the 90th anniversary castle set? I've done a whole video about it, but to save you from watching that, I do absolutely love it. Of course, as a fan of Zelda stuff and medieval stuff and so on, it's sort of the perfect set, really. I personally probably won't get it just because of that price. Unfortunately, it's with so many other good sets this year, it isn't quite in my range. Also, my attachment to Classic Castle, not as big as some people. However, even I have to admit, it's gorgeous. I mean, all of the details, and again, this sums me up perfectly. The stairs, we get stairs between all the rooms. The angles of the way it unfolds, oh, it's dreamy. It's dreamy. I love the working mill, the rearrangeability, and all of the secret sashes. It really does feel like a Classic Castle set, but reimagined and brought in with these gorgeous techniques. Like that facade, the front like gate is to die for. I know a lot of people don't like the ramp. I do quite like the ramp, but then again, that again comes down to the type of person you are, I think, as well, and where your sort of opinion lies with Lego sets. But I love it. It's a bit expensive. There is another, of course, anniversary set, the Galaxy Explorer, another gorgeous set. And that one, I actually own the original Galaxy Explorer, so I will 100% be in on that one. But specifically talking about the castle for a little bit there, it's so special. It's just so lovely to see in its full glory. It genuinely is. It's one of those sets, right? It's like how I talked about with the Space Shuttle Discovery. Just you see how far they've come, and if I was a child and I saw that, I would be giddy. I mean, it's like Helm's Deep, but cooler. And although Helm's Deep is licensed, I cannot not regret not getting that set. Oh, it's really wonderful. I really hope it's not limited for the sake of the people that didn't get to buy it on day one or can't afford it straight away. If that set retires at the end of this year, I'll be very, very disappointed in them, because to be honest, it's simply wonderful. I mean, as someone that's building a castle right now as well, it's interesting just to see their playscale take on it. And it is the fact that it's playscale, right? It's like a playset, and it's super, super cool. But no, my nostalgia definitely lies with the Galaxy Explorer. having got the original set. And again, that's a really special model. It's been super scaled. The detail at like 1.5 level scale is simply just lovely to see them put that much care into it. Because I know a lot of like Star Wars fans and stuff will complain and so on about how much lack of care. But no, it's sets like that show me no, they do. They really do care, and I will. We should always give them credit for what they do produce, because technically we don't deserve any of it in a way. But it's simply wonderful. I love the castle. 2 bits, but unfortunately, it's just one of those things, isn't it? It's so huge. 5,000 pieces, deserving piece count though. I do think so. Some of these big sets, right, like with the art sets, I sort of debate whether it would be considered worth it. Like, it's a different kind of market, I understand, but would I ever spend that money on that unless it was a mosaic of Link and it looked seriously cool? Probably not. There's a lot of play scale stuff that I just prefer, so the castle is made for me. It's dreamy. It's really dreamy. I don't really have anything else to say apart from just individually gushing over the rooms. I suppose one thing I'd change, you know how they put the yellow castle model up in the child's room? I really wish they'd included the boxed version of the set as well, because I know it doesn't make much sense, because I know it's supposed to be like oh, they're building it out of like wooden blocks or something. I don't know. Like it's not supposed to be exactly the set, because obviously it wasn't around in medieval times. But personally, I would have loved to see. How do I describe it? You know how like in the Disney train station they include the boxed version of a Disney castle, and in they did it in Assembly Square. They have the version of the cafe corner. I would have liked to have seen a version of that for this as well. So just not so much a disappointment, but just sort of like it would have been a nice detail, because I like seeing those boxed versions of old Lego sets printed. And actually they could have just included it with all the 90th anniversary sets, so like have a boxed version of the Galaxy Explorer and the Galaxy Explorer is like in the cargo box. That would have been like so neat. I would have loved that, but they didn't, and that's fine. Everyone they can make their own sets, so but you've got to admit that would have been really cool to see. But it's cute. It's really cute. Any other sets anyone wants to know any opinions of? There's so much good stuff coming out this year. I still don't know where I stand with it. Personally, I think 2020's got it for me, with like the nostalgia just being the best year they've ever produced stuff for. But because this year just feels a little much, and there's not as much personal stuff. But you cannot deny the perfection that we had with Lego City at the beginning of this year. It deserves so much credit. Is wonderful. You're a classic castle fan, owning both the original yellow and the black monarch. The black monarch was the one they said they based it off, right? The raised base plate one, or is that just the first grey one? But that yellow castle is so special. Now I got to admit, if I had to pick one original castle, I would pick the Weetabix castle, but only because it's hilarious to me, the fact that exists, and it's so colourful. But that yellow castle is so special to Lego as a whole. Do you wish that the 90th anniversary one was yellow? You know, would you have minded if it had been a big yellow castle? That's a bit of a silly question, really. Of course, it was never going to be a yellow one, but just curious. Could they have pulled it off? Black Monarch's castle, of course, is also really special. All of those castles, they're so nostalgic. I like to talk about sets that define a theme or define an era. So this is going to rely heavily on how well you guys know vintage Lego. But so before minifigures, the set that obviously everyone thinks of is the wooden duck. But the other one I like to think about is the family. It's called Family. It's the set that has the maxi figures in. You know, the big ones with the giant heads. That is what I would call an iconic year-defining set, because it just feels like the set from that era. I don't know. It just comes across this way, and like whenever I think of Lego from the 70s or like early 70s, that's what I think of. Then you've got Galaxy Explorer, Yellow Castle, Black Sea Barracuda, of course, very, very iconic. For me, Enchanted Island is another one that comes to mind as just a super, super iconic set. Let's change up the colours a bit on this one. Light aqua could look quite nice. What was I saying? Sets that define near it. Yeah, the roller coaster stands out as a big one. What's another one that stands out? The Parisian Restaurant Cafe Corner, of course, another big one that really, really stand out. And there are so many just sets that sum up an era, and I like to think about them from time to time. Think about what they meant, what they started. Horizon Express is another one. When I think of creator expert, I think of so many things, so many different things in creator expert. All throughout the eras, there's been loads and loads of sets that stand out. That's looking all right on that wall segment. Okay, I'm happy with that. We've gone for a bit more of an overgrown section here, like sort of like a wild garden, maybe where you'd find some bees or something. We'll try some bushes now. I've wanted to try some bushes to add to the castle segment for a long time. I'm thinking I'm going to go with like a bushel design using the 6-prong leaf piece. We should do a castle in white. Yeah, a lot of real castles were whitewashed back in medieval times. Yeah, we just don't see enough of it, isn't it? There's this betrayal of historical accuracy. We had Pirates of Barracuda Bay. I know that's not accurate. I know that's not what you mean, but in a sense, that started the trend, I think, of this bringing back old licenses for varying purposes. Then, of course, we had the medieval blacksmiths, which was in a completely different scale to everything else. And then, of course, the Target project, the Viking Ideas House, which I've got to admit, I'm a bit upset at that one. I really think it should have been the mini golf, or actually, I would have personally, as someone that loves underwater and biology, I would have loved the marine animals. Would have been a beautiful addition to my collection. But I'm pleased for you historical fans. I really hope that you guys get like the both types of Viking, and it's not just the horn helmets. But yeah, obviously the one that comes to my mind would be Minas Tirith for white castles. I know it's not a real castle, but it is whitewashed, and it would be awesome to see. Although I'm really not sure what they do with the interior of it. I mean, the architecture for that is so unique as well. Almost cathedral-esque rather than anything else. Very Venice almost, I want to say. I'm throwing words out. I'm not an architect. Whitewash castle would be really, really cool. I mean, the Weetabix castle. Technically, you've got your castle in white. It does exist. Unfortunately, it's not a particularly great set. No interior. I mean, I don't know how viable it would be to. But could you potentially recolor the Lion Knights one? I mean, that'd be an interesting one to try in studio, actually. I wouldn't mind having a pop at that. And then what colour would you use as the accent colour? I mean, I'd probably go with... I feel like for an accent colour, you'd want to go with like a light bluish grey. Almost dark bluish grey to create strong contrast might be quite fun. I hate this bush. I'm getting rid of this. I'm going to change up the plan. Also, why have the flower stems not attached properly? That's just a nuisance. Come on, go on. Okay, I'm going to resort to the other bush technique that I know very well, and that is the one from the Ferris wheel trees. Tan. Oh, you're right. Just like they did on the new lighthouse set. The tan ingot corners. Ooh, good set. Good set indeed. No, I can definitely see that working. That would definitely be a really strong contender. Oh, yeah, I can see that. Yeah, tan. And then you could create this lovely gradient almost, whereas if you did it on the raised plate, right, get rid of some of the texture stuff. I don't know how you feel about this, but then as you go down the castle and you go into like the mucky territory, you could change the colors into like a gray, like light grays, and then it becomes like darker until like a dark stone base. Would be so clean. I'd love that. Hi Emil, nice that you stopped by. Of course, no worries. School is the most important thing in your life, of course. You should definitely go to school. But nice of you to drop in and stay by. Stream replay will be up later on. And this will be our video instead of Friday this week, meaning that you've got plenty of time to catch on up. You have school? No, I don't have school. I am a working adult, but I'm sure that many people here do. Right, so we're trying a new bush design. Yeah, nice, cool. Yeah, no, different kind of stream today. Not working on the waterworks, unfortunately. But that was an interesting one that we did last time. Oh, I've copied the wrong stuff over. Right, so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to put flowers around a bush and then make a bush. However, it's not liking me. It's not having... So then rotate, and then... Oh, yeah, cool, that'll work, I guess. And then rotate. Nicely done. Well done. We make progress with the bush. But no, I can 100% see a castle in white working. To be honest, you even got example of Hyrule Castle like that, haven't you? From Warriors, I think. I want to lower this down a bit, which means I've got to select all of the little bushels of fun that I just made. There we go, lowered down. Right, now we turn that into green, nicely done. And then we add just a couple of the leaf. Building Castle Mock in white and tan. Chose tan because the lion, yeah. I forget about that one. That is a wonderful piece as well. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, it's like this brick molded detail that looks exactly like a stonemason's cut of a line. So what faction are you building it around, Wolf? Because obviously I know everyone has their favourites, or is it just like a completely custom one, or are you doing something for like the Red Falcons, you know, the ones that showed up in Pick-a-Brick? Or to be honest, I would be tempted to do, if it was me, I'd do custom, or try and do some sort of like duology between it. So like remember that Fright Night minifigure we had come back a couple of years ago in Series 19? I would do like potentially that, like a white stained evil castle or something. But that's just my direction. Of course, you've clearly got a plan and know what you're doing. Okay, let's try widen that out a little bit. Can I get one of those in there? Yes, I can. What colours do you come in? Green. Oh, very expensive though. Let's change that. Doesn't need to be that colour. Dark tan, yeah. So many pieces coming in dark tan recently. It's really, really exciting. I think custom builders will appreciate that a lot. Actually, let's be different. Let's be quirky. Let's use an ice cream cone. These come in brown? No, these come in just 0 colours other than tan. Actually, this is a birch bush. I've decided this is canon now. I want to attach this like so. I want to grab one of these stem pieces. Royal Knights. Okay, so... Oh, I've got to brush over my castles. Those are the blue ones, right? I'll just double check. I'm pretty sure those are the bluer ones from Kingdoms era. They're like almost Lion Knights, but not. Interesting, interesting, interesting. I can definitely see that matching, though, with the white colour scheme. Royal Knights. Google, work for me here. Let's put our bush in while I'm waiting for it to not be funny. Can we squeeze it over any more? Yes, we can. Okay, let's add a second one. Nice and simple this time. Okay, so it's almost like a nature trail, almost, potentially, which I quite like. Okay, thoughts of bush. 1995. Okay. Alright, I'll Google that. Can I have bush thoughts, please? I don't like those stems, that's for certain. We need to change those. We'll just do cones. It'll be simpler. So much less effort, so much lower to the ground. Okay, those are now the right kind of brown. Back to the royal notes. Oh, it's those ones. Okay, yeah. So sort of like the middle ground of Lion Knights almost, isn't it? With the lines on their shields. Skeleton Surprise. Oh, that's a look back. Boat with armor, crossbow boat. I love the catapult from that wave as well. I think that's one's particularly cool. It says it only came in a 2-1, so it might not be Lion Knights, but why is it coming in a 2 and 1? What? That's so weird. Yeah, no, it is. Okay, catapult. Yeah, cool. No, I can. Yeah, the color scheme there. If you do the red banners down the side, oof, that would be awesome. That would be really splendid. That looks so cool. Okay. Back we go to building now that I've had a slight trip down memory lane. Now you guys know I bought the really cheap vintage recently, which was a fun experiment. So those are all nice and safe. No sales yet, but I haven't actually listed it yet, so I don't know why I'm saying that. Is anyone having backstory, I guess, for this sort of area? Like this is the thing with doing Hyrule Castle is. This is the thing with doing areas of castle like this, is that they're so empty in the game because they've been completely blasted by guardians. But it'd be nice to have like little stories such as, oh, this was the area where they researched plants and stuff. Obviously I'm saving that one in particular, but like, oh, or they walked here in the gardens and so on. Obviously you've got the gazebos, which do play that role. But I was thinking it'd just be nice to add some more character to the build. Obviously, if you think about it right, you've got views of the north of Hyrule coming off from here, which would be quite exciting. So we're going to build a bench. I think it's called Upper Secondary School. I checked. Yeah, the school system is a bit different here in Finland. Class is starting. Well, bye, Emil. Hope to see you in the comments later on or next week, whenever you're back. Hope you have a good class and a good lesson. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Upper Secondary School. I wonder what that's equivalent to here in the UK. Just one of those little curious bits. Okay, bench styles. Hyrule bench styles. Ooh, we haven't talked about Hyrule benches yet. That is something we have not discussed. I've got an idea. I'm not sure if it's going to work, so we're going to try it off the model, you know, for the sake of, you know, not messing it up. Okay, bye, meal. Plate. Square, bar, rounded, like so, and then we want some rounded plates. I have no idea if this is going to work, by the way. I'm literally doing like this off the cuff. Fingers crossed. I'm going to create a new bench design. We want that to be black. Okay, then we go for those in brown. Okay, now we can do the bench part. Any bush thoughts? Anybody, please? Someone comment on my bushes. Tell me if they're terrible. I really need to know. Ooh, is that a new studio button? Replace. Oh, what does that do? Oh, that's super cool. Whoa. Oh, that must be a new feature. Have I not seen that before? Oh, yo, that's so cool. So, instead of, if I want to change out this piece for something, I can just go replace, and it gives me all of these other options. The wooded texture. We've got to undo that, but that's super cool. And I can browse all parts to replace it, meaning I don't have to take it out inside. That has some use. I'm gonna have to play around with that because that definitely has some more use to it. than I've let on there. I have to do some thinking about that because that could be incredibly useful for building. Okay, so I wanted this bench to be a little bit more ornate. That was the plan here. So we're going to use a plant piece, but not as a plant piece. We're going to use the scroll work piece, which is way too long for this. So we're going to angle it downwards. Wrong way. Oh, that is not working. Okay. Plan 2 is we're going to change out the attachment point. We're going to... How are we going to do that? We're going to do this. Haha! You thought I had been tricked? Well, you were wrong. Again, still sort of too long. I almost want it to come one forward. So I almost want it to be out here, then across over here. So how do I comprehend that? Oh no, panic time. Right. Plates. Preferably the round kind. I think that our solution is most likely hiding in plain sight. Let's grab this and turn it out to 45 degrees. That's more like it. That is potentially an illegal technique, but doesn't matter. In fact, this is an incredibly this is a collision error. I don't think this is possible. Okay. I've got yeah, okay. There we go, like that. And then we'll make this disappear, and then this will be not part of the bench at all. Let's get rid of this side. This side wasn't working. So we get brown there, black here, and then these plant stems should come in black quite a lot, actually. Medium price. I know this was used somewhat on the bookshop, actually, if I remember correctly. We could just have like a really thick bench, but I don't want to do that. So we're going to make a thick bench. We're going to get some, no, that's plants, plates. Get 2x6, like planned, and then a tile. I don't know how I'm actually going to sit here. Like, there are not that many figures I'm going to put on this mock when it's done, although I have no idea what will happen in however many years' time it is before this thing finally gets built. But then again, this has all got to be done. It's all got to happen. We've got to attach this at the back. And then I know. Let's grab this and pull it upright to 90 degrees and then attach some tiles. Now I hate it when they make short benches like that, so we're going to have to make this longer, and we're going to do that just with a couple more pieces. We're going to use some strengtheners too. We use the upside down boat studs in plates round. Or have they moved now? No, they're still in plates round. See, this is the thing as well. Studio parts, they move around quite a lot. Like, the amount of times I lose a part just because it moves is a shame. So we'll go with that. Okay, that's looking alright. I can live with this. This is a bench design that is passable. Although, no, technically I shouldn't be aiming for passable with this model. This model should be only the best, because it is the best model. This is just what it's got to be. That piece doesn't exist. Black it is. Does this one exist? Yeah, okay, cool. And then we just got to replicate the leg, and then find a place to put an 8 stud wide bench, because frankly, that's going to be impossible. Okay. Nicely done. Little bit fancy, little bit cool, and we have nowhere to put it. Nice. So obviously I want to put it at the end here. And obviously I'm going to have to attach it to some green plates, because it's going to have some awkward connection angles. So we could... We want it to not look like it's falling off the edge of the cliff. We also want to make sure it's accessible. This is way more challenging than it should be, trying to put a bench on this model. Fun times. Come on. Go here. What's wrong with you? Really, you're going to let me put it there, but you won't let me... Thank you. No. Why wouldn't you go there? Oh, dear. Here? No, we're not happy with that either. Oh, it's so picky. Please let me just... Please just let me have it. Please just put it on the... No. So at this point, all the 2022 rumours are starting. And to be honest, I haven't heard anything particularly exciting yet, I will say. Nothing that's tickled my fancy or gone, ooh, can't wait to see that. Just sort of more, right, I'm intrigued, I'll wait and see. I'm still sort of hoping for that blow me away something or other. I mean, there's no guarantee we'll get it. I mean, I've got plenty to work on. I mean, we all know what we're really hoping for, isn't it? We need our Zelda fix. However, we've talked about this in a recent video, is that I think it will be the summer. The summer seems the most likely. If it's going to happen at all, that is. I mean, there is still a chance they just don't ever bother, and we can be sad forever. But Zelda sets this summer, maybe. Breath of the Wild 2. But to be honest, I've lost a lot of my excitement for Breath of the Wild 2. It's been too long. It's been so infuriatingly long. Like, I want them to make a good game as much as anything, but I love this franchise. I don't want to see anything go wrong with this franchise, but wow, it's going to be really hard to get excited for this game again. Purely just because of how long it's been. 6 years, it's a long time. It's about half the time I've been wanting Lego Zelda sets, and that's also been a long years of disappointment and waiting. But oh, I can't wait for the possibility that it might finally happen. If a partnership with Nintendo. I was really shocked to discover how underutilized the brand potential is for Zelda. It's what, 4 billion, whereas Mario's what, 37 or something ridiculous, insane number. But he's Mario though, I suppose. He's a important character. Not sure. Really not sure. Not sure at all. What do we think of our bench? Looks a little hard to reach, potentially. And again, that's where I put it. If we think about it, this is looking out over the bay, which I like. I really like that. It's cute. Like you come down here to a path and you sit on the bench at the edge of the world, which would be cool. Storytelling. One of the best things about Lego. Just simplify these down, save on some parts. Right. Cool. So we went more vegetation-y around this side. We'll leave this plain for now, but I'm going to officially christen E1 as saved and finished, which is a jolly good thing. So we are going to move into everyone's favourite segment, rock work time. We're going to do some rock work on Q0. And once I finish Q0, we may do Z0, and if not, we will just finish up for the day. So let's go over to the Hinox cage, which is cool. And then we will get started on the outside rock work for that. Okay, so got my white line to follow. And let me just bring up my sketch map for what I need to do. And then let's see how we can start this. Once I get into a rhythm, we should be okay. But man, is it hard to be motivated with rock work. Rock work do kind of suck. So, it's a straight line. Cool. Well done, me. I'm going to have a great time here. Okay, I suppose before we start, we should find a long topic that I can ramble about while we're doing this, because otherwise this is not going to be very interesting to look at. So, let's think what's happening in the Lego sphere that I haven't already at end prattled on about. So we're sort of in that lull point, really, where there are no new sets releasing now, so it's very hard to just to talk about the new releases. I mean, apart from the ones I've already talked about, which is extensive. I've talked about a lot of sets recently, because so many are coming out. It's a big change to what it used to be, where everything used to be just a handful of sets every year. I could not believe how many it's been. It's actually insane at the moment how many they're releasing. Still don't know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. It will burn them in the end if they keep going at this pace, but I'm sort of hopeful that eventually they're going to realise that this is unsustainable and they're going to slow right back down. Well, not down as much, but it's mostly the adult sets that I think are to blame for this, potentially. There have been some cool ones, though. The more and more I look at them, the orchids. The orchids. Oh, the orchids. I love the orchids so much. Like, more and more every time I see them. Fantastic set. So no, minifigures coming out. Character packs I bought. I've just made my new character pack display stand, though, which is fun. I'll be sharing that on the channel sooner rather than later, because I have 0 content at the moment. I really enjoyed making that. It was a different experience for sure. Obviously, I've done them in the past, but this one was so much bigger, because since the last time I made it alone, I got Luigi. I had acquired a Big Urchin Beach Ride since the last time. I managed to get my sticky fingers on Poltergust. The new character packs. Last time I did it, Series 4 had only just come out. I bought a lot of Mario this year, which is cool because I love the theme. The theme is wonderful. It's a very special theme. So much love goes into that lineup. It's just absolutely insane. Ridiculous how much care they put into it. Just really hope they give the same treatment to good old number 2 whenever it comes around. I don't know what they're going to do when they hit the Mario movie, though. I really don't. Still looking for sales, of course, as always. Looking for discounts. I mean, the vintage pickup has sort of slowed myself down. But I'm preparing for Bricklink at the moment. Bricklink's going to be my next big purchasing. I've got some parts to get to fix up some of the sets in my collection, and so on. So, holding by on that. And, of course, the Titanic. Can't wait for that thing to come back in stock. It's so painful, especially when you know they were in stock in other countries like America and so on. It's just like, please send them over here. Please, Lego. Pity me. Of course, they don't owe us anything, but still, it would be nice for it to come back in stock sometime soon. If you know what I'm saying. Preferably before a certain price increase makes it almost unattainable. I wonder if that's a deliberate move. I'm repeating myself. I need to stop. Right. No. Right. What am I doing? Okay. Rockwork's moving pretty fast. We're just trying to get away from this lip, because this is cutting it so fine with the way the plates work. So I'm really glad that this is just going to be out far enough to where I think it should be okay. In fact, we can go under there as long as we come out. And this is what makes all of the rockwork shapes and such unique, which is really special. Although, no, we can't have that one in there. No, 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 no. Put that one in there. Then put an inverted slope over here. And then another one coming up here. Awesome. Oh, that was something I wanted to talk about. I was thinking about this the other day. I was rewatching the Mario movie cast announcement. And I thought to myself, who would I cast in a Zelda movie? I was stumped by it. I had no ideas. I think thinking about it almost was just so hard to work out what do I want from that cast. I know a lot of people have suggested like Tom Holland and the like, and I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if that necessarily would work in the way people think it might. It might just be a bit cringy. Actually, in fact, anyone voicing Link might be a bit cringy because of, you know, the whole no talking thing. So I couldn't decide on one for Link, but I did have one for Ganondorf. I thought that was a nice, easy one. So I had to think about, thought, who plays enigmatic, potentially British people, who's also played large, evil and sinister creatures, and maybe we could convince to do some mocap for actual Ganon. And the one I came to represent Ocarina of Time, Ganondorf style, was Benedict Cumberbatch. I thought the Britishness would work quite well. So, of course, let me know your casting choices, what you think of mine as well. I was trying to cast Tingle. I thought, again, the casting's weird. You've got to cast your trio, Link, Zelda, Ganon. But then after that, it becomes a case of, well, what? Who else is in the movie? Because obviously you might have like original characters, so I don't know, you'd make someone up. This is why the Zelda movie doesn't work, because it's just so awkward, like, to try and turn into a casted adventure, unless you literally just steal one of the existing companion characters, like you get the King of Red Lions voiced by Ian McKellen. Actually, you know what? Yeah, okay, we'll go with that. We'll just go through the casting and who I would want to play them. I changed my mind. King of Red Lions, Patrick Stewart. I am the King of Red Lions. I'm very British. Ha! I have no idea who I would cast as Zelda. It's too difficult. The main two, it's just impossible because no one looks like them. I think could necessarily act them. I think it would have to be someone new, someone unheard of, which is of course a big risk. I am assuming either potential live action or animation. Ganondorf's easy. There are so many good villains or people good at playing villains out there that it's not really a hard decision to make, at least as far as choosing someone goes. As for other characters, Tingle I was struggling with. Obviously you've got your obvious choices, like anybody short. So I don't know how people would feel about Danny DeVito Tingle. Who else have we got that would make a good Tingle? Tingle's a weird one though, because you've got to have the charisma for it and the slight sinisterness. So you want someone with a bit of a wacky side, which obviously he has, but I don't know if it's quite what I'm aiming for. It's hard to think of all the actors, really, to be honest. In the world, there's so many. I would cast Impa. Okay, Impa's a good suggestion for someone we can try and cast. A little bit tricky as well, actually. Not the easiest shout. You want someone mentorish, potentially. It depends what design you're going for, I guess. I'd probably go Skyward Sword, just because it actually is cooler. Although if you wanted to go Breath of the Wild like old Impa, you could go for... It's actually really tricky. Okay, this is a good question. Who's played goblin-like characters? Small people. Old lady. I think we're just looking for an old lady, aren't we? You could... I'm trying not to pick British actors because you guys are not going to know who I mean. Who's old American lady? Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. I know who she is as well. Oh, that's infuriating. To be honest, I think Oprah could play a good... No, or like Whoopi Goldberg or someone could play a good Impa. Yeah, because they always seem to play wizards. I'm thinking of like Wrinkle in Time or that kind of style. Maybe, in fact, it's... I'm forgetting all their names. This is a pain. I don't know any decent actors. Well, I know plenty of decent actors. I just can't remember their names. No, I don't know. It's a difficult question. As I think of them, I'll say them. But so many different characters that could be really, really interesting. I definitely think Patrick Stewart is the King of Red Lions, though. Ah, Professor X, but I'm a boat now. Ha 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 ha. Just there were so many funny casting suggestions for the Mario movie that I couldn't help but wonder. Couldn't help but wonder what kind of trauma we'd be subjected to with our yeah, ha, oh yeah, and so on. Right, Rockwork has almost reached the bottom of all the way along. Almost all the way along, which is cool. Very, very cool. But I suppose if I had to pick one game to be translated, it would probably be Breath of the Wild, because you could do a lot more with it. It's almost just a classic sci-fi waiting to happen, to be honest. So I guess I'd want to see a Breath of the Wild movie, although Skyward Sword for Groose alone, you know, would be awesome. Who would we cast as Groose? That is a wondrous question. Someone tall, someone brilliant. Chris Pratt. No. I'm just thinking of Andy from Parks and Rec now. So, yeah, Groose, Chris Pratt. I kind of feel like Beedle should be in the movie. Difficult choice, him. I kind of feel like Pedro Pascal could do a good Beedle. I could be completely going out of left field there. I feel like him or Oscar Isaac actually could do a really good job with just being slightly deranged. But then again, they probably wouldn't want to do it. But that doesn't matter because this is a dream casting. Well, not dream casting, more of a fever dream casting and everything. I'm not really thinking about it. I'm just sort of saying the actor names that come into my head. Yeah. I was going to try and cast like Luigi's Mansion as well, but then I realised we've already got Luigi in the Mario movie, so I can't do that. Although, to be fair, they did not cast King Boo, although I'm not sure who you would... Egad, oof. Just casting general Nintendo characters here now. I feel like Olimar would be really interesting to cast, because we know he has his deep voice, and that's it. They speak the foreign language. It could be quite fun. Casting the Pikmin. they wouldn't even have voices. Vin Diesel just to voice all the Pikmin, just like he did with Groot. Robert Downey Jr. could make a decent Olimar. I feel like, I really hope someone's going to listen to this afterwards and just completely die at all of the random suggestions I'm making. Robert Downey Jr. for Olimar, yep. EGAD, small old people. Although I suppose it should really be judged by their talent, not just their size. Oh, I'm blanking on all these actors. This is very upsetting. I don't like this. I'm going to stop this line of conversation now. It's gone off kilter. Hopefully someone will pick it up at some point in the future. But in the meantime, look how much our rock work has gone upwards. We are about halfway to our stopper line, which is cool. So let's build up this side just a little more. So as for the future of the castle, we're working away obviously on parts of it, bits and pieces. This is more of a finishing up loose ends kind of stream, just to get me motivated to, you know, like actually do the finishing up part. But we've got the waterworks room under construction. I want to get started on West Passage. I also want to get back to the other side of the castle, you know, like the other side of the docks. You guys have probably all forgotten because it was so long ago. So that was fantastic. And yeah, lots of different areas to work on. Obviously rock work all around the outside too. So that's good, that's good. Okay. Moving up we go. Up and up and up. Right, trying not to stay silent for too long. Don't want to lose interest at all. Okay. Rockwork is draining. It's just one of the worst things to do. Also, there's nothing I can talk about with it because it's not interesting, meaning that I can't just explain what I'm doing and call that lazy commentary. So that's fun. I actually have to do commentary work, which I can be good at when we're not 2 hours into a stream and I haven't already exhausted most of my interesting points of conversation. Although if you can call casting Zelda characters is potentially not the most interesting thing I could be talking about right now. I didn't get to mention that because it was a while back. The new instructions. I got my first one of those with the Skeleton Dungeon, the Minecraft set that we reviewed recently on the channel, that I was super excited and looking forward to. Those instructions are the most disgusting thing. They, like, looking back compared to those and then like the 90 sets that I recently acquired, you know, like the Enchanted Island, I could not believe how awful they look. Like, all of that magic of this glowing golden box and this is wonderful detail just out the window, just lost. It's so bad. I just really don't like them. It's like it's a complete loss of what box art was. It was an art form. It was this wonderful part of the LEGO experience, and it's going to be lost because they wanted to do cheaper manuals or make them more consistent. The colour is so charming that I just don't get it at all. Potentially the worst decision of the year, and another contributor to the missed potential calendar. Woo! Which is not a fun thing. We don't want more additions to the missed potential calendar. So that made me sad. I don't like seeing stuff like that. It just reminds me of better times. It's like minifigure series is. Oh, that's gonna hurt when they finally do change. Oh, I'm old. I'm old. Well, older than you guys think anyway. Well, I feel old when stuff like this happens. It's all change, and I don't like it. But no, It's crazy to think how much is changing with the company, and how much good is happening. Like, there's a lot of great things happening, which is wonderful, wonderful to see. Just some of them, while good in theory, upset me. But that's besides the point. Oh, I'm getting a cramp in my arm. Ow. Ooh, 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 ooh. So I did a market the other week as well. I went back down to a market that I visited. I've done videos on it before because of the halls and stuff. But it meant that using the roller coaster, I used a lot of my collectible minifigures from like the collectible minifigure series, just to fill out the roster of people around, and obviously a lot of the references. Would really recommend checking out that video as well. I had a lot of fun with the theme park, although it doesn't sound like it because I was incredibly sleep deprived when I filmed that video. But anyway, no, I got to use a lot of my minifigures, which is something I don't get to do surprisingly often. I have them in those storage frames, and it's sad I don't have many mock opportunities where you get to use some of the more obscure ones, and Fairground's one of the few chances I get with them. So I had a lot of fun placing them, but also because I went to the market, it means that I bought a couple of CMFs, and it means that I have to rearrange the frames anyway to insert these new characters. So it's the perfect opportunity to do that, which is great. It makes it so much easier just to be able to rip what very few are left out of there and just in a sense start again. So I'm looking forward to that. I started that this morning actually. Big process. So I started with series 1 and I've just completed the first 50, so not much has changed. I've still got those 3 gaps for the figures I need to get off Bricklink that I've got like more than half of, but I need to go back through and fix up, in a sense, I suppose is the word for it. I've got to do a fixer-upper on them. But no, I'm excited about that, so I'm going to do frame 2 as well. Actually, I'm going to do all of them, to be fair. I think, oh, I'm only doing 1. No. I'm doing them all. All the frames need to be fixed up and done properly, and then that will make them look a lot nicer as well. So the additions I've made, though, which is what I wanted to talk about, is I finally, after goodness knows how many years of searching, I got my hands on an Ultron. Not Ultimate Ultron like I wanted, but an Ultron nonetheless. The Ultron Sentry Officer without his backpack, so I've got to buy his backpack now. And he is really, really detailed figure, especially for 2015. Super, really pleased to have him. So I was very, very excited about that. That was a great addition. Got a Chima Bear, more so out of curiosity. I want to try out, see what these figures are like. I've got a couple of the walls, but the faces underneath are always horrific. So that'll be a fun one to have a play around with. So I'm looking forward to trying to use him in any context possible, because otherwise I imagine it will be pretty difficult to use him, being such a strange figure and all. I got a Tusken Raider, first time Tusken Raider, so excited to have one of those because they've got that really, really cool head mold, although part of me does want the vintage one as well, just because, you know, vintage neat, you know, like the one where it was printed on the head, which I think is also a pretty cool figure. You've got, oh, what else did I get? I got the Imperial Patrol Trooper from Solo, which is just a figure I've always thought is neat. Now I don't have to buy that battle pack because I have the part of it that I wanted. So that's always cool, saving me money later down the line. And then I also got a Life on Mars set. And Life on Mars is just a wholesome theme. You guys don't know enough about Life on Mars, go check out more. It's just, you know, the only way I can describe it is cute. It is just adorable, just all of it. I love it. So peaceful, and the aliens are really, really cool. Although I'm really disappointed that all of them are named after star systems apart from one. And I couldn't wait to find out which one mine was, only to discover that mine is the one that doesn't have a name. So he's just alien, and that is upsetting. It's so sad. Why didn't he get a name? All his friends did. So that was a nice one. Obviously lots of cool parts in that. So just a small little hover one, but for what you get for the £4 I paid, but you got the box and all the posters, and I did a little one of my squeals. So it was like when I found Enchanted Island. That was a wonderful day. Such a wonderful day. Oh, and I also got another Series 14 figure, which is the whole reason I have to redo the frames, because they're in series order. And I got another one of the Monster Series figures. The one I never thought I'd get, the Zombie Rocker. Sorry, the Franken Rocker, whatever, weird names, which is a cool figure. He has shock and roll on the back, which is funny. I like it. Yeah, no, so he's the sole reason I've got to rearrange the frames, although lots of them were falling over, so it needed to be done anyway, and it just sort of regular maintenance, that sort of thing, and obviously they all came out due to the fun fair, so they have to be reorganised anyway. So that is my job at the moment, and I've also got to obviously take apart all the fairground rides, put them back in their boxes, and so on. But the frames is the one I've been looking forward to doing, because it actually creates a visible impact because I have them all hung up. And I'm glad to see the collection expand. As always, it's always great to get new stuff come in. Very excited. Oh yeah, I've got to move them around as well because the Series 23 is coming in, so I'm going to leave space for those as well, which will be really, really cool. So we're just looking forward. We're looking onwards and upwards. Just wish the Titanic would come back in stock. Not relevant. Not relevant. Not relevant. Not relevant. Not relevant at all. I think we're going to finish this rock plate and then we're going to stop for the day. But it has been a lovely stream. It's been a productive stream as well. Always very important. It's one of the reasons we did this. And of course, if you guys did miss it live, I apologise. I hope that someone has come and watched back through it. Make sure I haven't done anything silly, and give me some feedback on the designs as well. Be much, much appreciated. I hope that this sort of works as a pseudo podcast potentially, and I do apologise about the lack of a video this Friday, but there is nothing I can do about it. I am away, and I have not had time to prepare because it has been such a busy couple of months, especially with this theme park. Getting it done in time before I go away is a big deal. But video for Monday, I do have one. I do have one indeed. And of course you've got your castle stream, and then castle back next Friday maybe, or maybe it will just be generic Zelda stuff. It depends on what I make, okay? Look, things vary, things change all the time. Let's see. Wow, it's almost going to be lunchtime soon too. Definitely very, very hungry. Okay, this has progressed nicely. I was really worried about, for some reason, about this plate and fitting this rockwork in, but it turns out not difficult at all. Of course, we've still got the other half to do, the Z plate, but I'm not starting that today. We've done enough rockwork to make you guys suffer through for one day. You start to see how long it actually takes, or just how draining it is. You can hear my voice going with the rockwork because it's so tiring. But has to be done. It will create a wonderful castle when it's done, and we will suffer through. Well, not suffer through. We do quite enjoy it, really. I mean, it can be quite therapeutic when you get into a stream. I mean, goodness knows where or a flow, I should say, but also we're doing it in a stream, aren't we? So it's always exciting. Always exciting. Okay. Double check that everything's okay. Good, 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 good. Awesome. Back to rockwork. But yeah, no, things have been busy. Things have been going on. Lots of progress to be seen, and wave 4 hopefully around the corner. I just got to get my acting gear. It's hard though, especially creatively, continuing that kind of pace for so long. It's why the castle's become such a thing recently. It's because I haven't been working on the other wave 4 because it's so difficult to make sure you're staying motivated, which is a big part, because if nothing else you've got to enjoy what you put out when it comes down to the castle and the custom sets. And I just can't, I know what I want to make, but I just can't bring myself to come and sit down, do the figures and so on. But we'll get there, we'll get back there, and it will happen. I promised it. It will, well, probably most likely still happen even before we get official Zelda sets, because you know how long we've been waiting for those. Sorry, I know, I've been very bitter today, haven't I? Yeah. Very bitter indeed. Definitely this year. Definitely this year. I'm still hoping for late summer. I'm hoping that I can just sort of get my mojo back and blast through it in September and be ready for like an October launch potentially too, or at least that's the dream. That's the wishes. That's our wishes. That's what we hope for anyway. All right, last couple of columns. Woo! And then this plate is actually done. Shockingly, we finished a plate today. Miracles. We're performing miracles. It's always important to vary it up though. You see I've used a lot of different of the longer slopes today rather than a lot more of the smaller ones. And we created a decently natural curve inwards. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. It's all good. It's all good. It's working out. It's working out. Okay. Last little bit here. Last little bit. 4 more upwards columns. Let's use a, what's it called? There. Mix it up a little bit. Add in some straight brick. Add in some angle-y brick kind of stuff. Whatever you want to call it. Add in some depth. Some depth. And up it goes. Nicely done. Right. Nice. Up we go. Nice and quick too. Cool. Okay. Right. So, what did we get done today? So today we not only did a test of the Guardian in our hole, which I'm hoping for some feedback for. We did some bushes and some natural landscaping with a bench. And then we did a whole plate of rock work, which, to be honest, is a fair day's work for, or at least on this project, for an hour and a half. And I'm sure I'll do more later on today. Won't stream, but I am planning to start tackling some more of the Technic frames that need to go above the model. There's so many boring sections that need to be done. I like to spread them out, make it a little less of a nuisance. But I've also got to put the minifigures back in the frame because my room is a mess. Or the Lego room, I should say, not my room. It's all my room. Right. There we go. Now it's just time to put the tiles on, which we do, of course, mostly with the corner tile, because it just seems to work best. So I'm going to rack up an absolute fortune in ordering these one day whenever I build this model, because they're just so useful. Like so, but here we can use a 2x1x3, because that's more efficient. Why is it not letting me pick one? Yoo-hoo! Actually, you know what? We're going to be sneaky. We're going to use a 1x2, a 1x2, and then turn this around to make use of that again. We do that, and then we'll do a 1x4, 1x6, no, 1x8. Wow, get to use a 1x8. Nicely done. We'll get a couple of 1x1s, and notice how I've left a stud open here. This is for a very good reason. That's for attaching to the next plate, just like how this one overhangs. Use one of you there, and then a 6er should finish us off. Nicely done. And then just colour them all dark bluish grey, and we have a nice flat surface that, at least as far as fingers are crossed, should be level with the room behind, which is obviously very important. Can't have them being uneven. Missed a couple there. Yes, level. And then that will provide a nice support network for everything else. So there we go. Q0 is actually a fully complete plate. Oh, apart from the water. Almost fully complete plate. Woo! Oh, awesome. I mean, I could just add the water, couldn't I? Get it done. I have no idea if this is in the right direction compared to the other plates. You know what? No, it's not worth doing, so I'm going to do it wrong. So we'll leave it alone. Save that again. Cool. Brilliant. Well, thank you everyone for joining me today. It's been a wonderful stream, and if you're watching afterwards, I hope you enjoyed. And of course, in the future, I will see you again next time, both in video and on stream, as we continue work on the castle and other things. Thank you for your patience with Wave 4 and understanding my absence next week, and at least you've got some content. In fact, you've got more content. You've got 2 hours of me rambling instead of 12 minutes. So, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.